Nobody's here. That's great. This is awesome.
Well,
We're off to a
I had a,
great
I had
start.
a, I had a lot of people asking, so they're coming.
Yeah.
They're slow. It's
So
early.
it's a Saturday morning. I get it. So yes, I'm in like my Chicago empty home. So hopefully it doesn't sound echoey.
Oh, you're in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago right now. Yes.
Ugh, I figured you'd sold that already.
No, we're thinking of doing other things to it. So we'll see. But we're clearing it out, and I am basically sleeping on an air mattress. It's a baller air mattress, let me tell you that, but it's no longer the days of hey Jackie, it's no longer the days of like getting ones from like Walmart or whatever and it's like this thin and then you pump it up, you lay on it,
Oh no,
go to sleep at night and then you wake up on the floor, right? It's not that
yeah,
anymore.
no, they're like real mattresses now.
Yeah, exactly. It's baller. Like the first time we like, pumped it up, and we're like, "Oh, it's not like an external pump. It's a built-in pump and then you just plug it in, turn it on, and that's it." It's "Hey Regina, how are you?" Yeah, I mean, it was I think it was like $150 and that was literally the best $150 I've ever spent.
hmm
So, yeah, it's a king
I
size
don't
one.
know. I don't know if it's my headphones, but like when you talk, I get a lot of feedback.
Really?
It might just be my headphones. Does
Let
anybody
me
else
try.
hear feedback?
Yeah, Jackie, can you tell me there's feedback or not on the regular audio? Nobody's here. That's great. This is awesome.
Well,
I'm trying to see if I can log in from my other phone.
they're coming.
Yeah.
They're slow.
So what do we think, chat? Everybody in the chat, is there feedback? No feedback. Okay, so it's probably
It's just my headphones.
okay. Thank you for letting us know. Technical issues. I was
Sorry.
talking to Craig this morning and I was just panicking. I was like, he's like, send me the link so I can join your live stream. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And I was still in bed and I just like, okay, let me get my ass out of bed.
So because of my illness or whatever, it takes me like about 2 to 4 hours after I take my meds before I can start to function. So
Really?
I have to, yeah. So if I have to be on a live at 10 or 10:30 in the morning, then I have to get up at 6 at the latest.
No, geez, that's tough.
So that's why I was like, "Girl, where my link at?"
I'm way ahead of you. Here, get your shit together.
Oh, I look so red.
No, you look great. So I've
I just
actually
got my.
got what I mean, so do you when you go out, do you have to, pick your outfit the night before so that way it makes a little bit more time efficient?
No,
No, okay.
no, no, and I do it backwards. Like I pick the bag and then I pick the outfit
Of course, you
to
gotta
go.
make the
To,
bag the
yeah.
center of attention, right?
Most people are like they pick the bag, they pick the outfit, they pick the shoes, then they go to the bag. No, I start with the bag.
The bag, yes, 100%. I don't know, I don't really, think about my bags when I'm picking out my outfit because most of the time I'm wearing the same thing over and over again. It's just something black, like pants, jeans, whatever it is, and then I just grab the bag. So most of my outfit, I wanna say, is that, it goes with any bag. I don't know. I also don't really care if it's too fancy of a bag and then I'm wearing casual, I still wear it, like, it doesn't matter to me.
I'm so OCD. Like my watch has to match whatever I'm wearing.
What's that? Is that a rollie?
No, it's Invicta. I love Invicta. I have Rolex. I have Piguet. I have all of it. I love these for every day.
No, that's great. My boyfriend literally has 50 watches. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating just so I can match him up to my collection. But he wants a Rolex, but he doesn't like his wrist is way too thick.
I
With
mean,
3 C's, with 3 C's.
well, I have a thick wrist too, but I love Rolex. I have three, I think. But I wouldn't buy one right now because the market's starting to come down. Tell him to wait about another 6 months to a year and just watch the market, and it'll be like half the price.
Ah, that's good to know. I'm sure he knows, but the reason why he never bought a Rolex is just because it's too small and he has gone the Tudor route. Not that anybody in the chat, we're not like I'm not a watch person. Look at what I'm wearing, right? You see this in every single video of mine. I like having information in my hands, which is funny because he likes to be like, "Hey, babe, what time is it?" I'm like, "Why don't you ask the $5,000 thing on your wrist what time it is?" So.
Hey,
Welcome in,
Avi,
everybody.
Angela, Rael.
We want to make this as interactive as possible. So if you guys want to talk about a specific topic, ask us questions. Let's do this. I want to talk to everybody in the chat, and of course, Craig and I we're flying, like he said, quoting him right now, flying at the seat of our pants here. We don't really have anything, specific we want to talk about. Obviously, we're going to come back and circle back to bags and everything. But, again, welcome in. If you have certain questions you want to ask us, this is going to be very interactive, I hope.
Hey, Burkina. What bag are you using today?
Are you asking Rakina or you're asking me?
I'm asking you.
I actually am well prepared, and I've got my bags that I have with me here in Chicago lined up here. I'll tell you what I used yesterday. I used my horse bag, the ginger bag. I think they discontinued it, but I freaking love this bag. It fits so much, even though like it doesn't seem like it. It's a super long, shoulder strap, and it's really easy to wear. And I just love this. I'm a little sad that they discontinued it, and it's such a well-priced bag. So that's what I was using yesterday. Haven't decided
I
what I
really
want
like
to
that
use today.
bag.
Isn't it
I like
cute?
it because it's the north south design, but it's got a different shape. You know what I mean? It's not just the same old boring bag that everybody else is doing. That's what I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like this one a lot, and it's white. People are like, "Oh, it's a light color. You're gonna get it scratched. You're gonna." I've been throwing this around. I threw this in my car. I threw this, on the table. I put it on the chair. Like, not a single mark on it. It's pretty fantastic.
I love the
Yes, they
color.
did. They discontinued it. I'm gonna see if they're gonna bring it back. I'll talk to the horse if they are they're really busy launching, I guess, their new season or their new collection for their summer. But even though it's like reverse since they're in Australia. But yeah, so they're working on a new collection. They came out with a bucket bag. Wait, I'm not really a bucket bag person, but if you are, their leather is just amazing. Regina, tell us which color did you get again? I know you pinged me and told me that the horse you got the clementine.
I'm waiting for their process to go up. I'm expecting that to happen next season.
The process?
Prices.
Oh, prices. Well, I think the reason why it's so favorable for us here in the States is because, their Australian dollar is really weak. So someone reached out to me and said that, it's actually normal prices for the horse. But it's just that our, their dollar is a little bit weaker compared to ours.
Got to love a conversion rate.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Beauty Lux Lover, I was chatting with her. You guys, if you guys don't follow Beauty Lux Lover, and I'm gonna see if I can tag her, but she's got some amazing stories and amazing videos coming up. So definitely go follow her because she was just in Paris.
She's a sweetheart too.
Yeah, she's like, I met up with her once. I was in New York for work, and I literally blew in and blew out, was scarfed down some lunch, and had a great time chatting for like an hour before I had to go to my next meeting. But yeah, she's awesome to hang out with, so knowledgeable. So I enjoy hanging out with her. So you got it in the coffee. The quality is just awesome. I'm just reading this out so I can make sure I don't miss anything. The leather does smell so good. You know, Craig, I'm gonna buy you a horse bag, the horse bag, so that you can see how amazing it is.
I've actually been looking at them. Here's the thing: I'm in this new era with my bags, right? Like, if it doesn't fill a hole or it's not going to replace something that's not working out just perfect for me, I don't want to buy. Like, I don't want to buy 18 bucket bags. I don't want to have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of that.
It's gonna
Because
fill the
I
Nicky hole. I'm gonna create a hole for you. It's gonna create, I'm gonna create this Nicky hole for you so that you can actually appreciate it.
yeah, because I've really been thinking about all this stuff lately because I used to collect, right? Like, I had almost 600 bags, and now I'm back up to almost.
Seriously? 600?
Yeah, and I sold down to like 170, I want to say, and now I'm almost back up to 300 again. But I realized that I don't use them. Like, I still reach for the same bags over and over.
Yeah, we have a tendency of doing that.
So it makes me feel bad because, like, I feel like I have too much when somebody else doesn't have enough. I'm going through this whole place in my life where I have a lot of guilt for stuff.
Guilt,
It's like
I
you have too
mean,
much.
well, you also have to think about how many vices do you have? And George and Leah, I definitely want to talk about that J.W. Anderson bag. Let's talk about that. But I want to finish this thought here first. But I mean, for me, I talked about this in my, YSL video, and I probably will talk about it a little bit more. But my only vice is purses. Like, I only spend money on purses and, of course, travel. But I don't really like, I was at TJ Maxx yesterday, and then I was talking to somebody about a Birkin, and we had like some, back and forth about it, about pricing and whatever. And I was like, dude, girl, I'm at TJ Maxx right now. And I don't know if Mandy's there. I was talking to her about it too, and she's like, "Enjoy your time at TJ Maxx." I'm like, "How the hell do you know I'm at TJ Maxx?" I would start freaking out. She's like, "Look behind you." No, she's like, "No, I just heard checkout. Please proceed to checkout number 1." Oh my god, I love that.
Look, it's so big it won't even fit. It's like, how do I get it in the?
No, Jackie, you are absolutely right. Yeah, one of the horse bags might be too small for you because, yeah, just for comparison, that Chanel is just that's like the perfect size for you.
And that's the thing. Like, that one of the things with their bags, I've been looking, but it's like they have medium sized bags and they have small bags. I'm a big ass bag. You know what I mean?
That's, I mean, I get it. I'm not a small person. Yes, sometimes like the tiny mini bags look ridiculous on me. I'm a big girl, so Georgia Lena, again, that really piqued my interest, so I want to talk about it. You said you got the J.W. Anderson quarter bag, right? Is that the one that you got? So, I mean, honestly, I was so disappointed. Craig, did you get a chance to see that video about the J.W. Anderson bag?
I don't think so. Not yet.
That's okay. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
I have so many. Like, I watch so many videos a
No,
day,
I
but I have
know.
like
I'm just giving.
I was
I know.
looking
I
back at
can't
my
keep up with
watch
everything
later, and I
too.
was.
Right. So basically, the premise of that is because I saw a couple other YouTubers to give people who aren't familiar with that video I made, and I think it was a good one because it was such a disappointment. The J.W. Anderson corner bag. I thought it was a no
Oh, I
brainer.
did
I
see
bought
it.
it.
I did see that video. I'm sorry, I watched it.
No, no, you're fine. So, but again, just to fill everybody in, I like saw a couple YouTubers, again, not to be named. They bought it, raved about it, and then these are people who have really nice bags and really, a lot of experience with bags, and they said that they really like it. So I bought it, and it was on final sale. Stupid me, shouldn't have done that. Where I received it, I was just like, this is such a huge disappointment because the leather quality is just terrible. It's subpar. It's not like, compared to the horse, even though it's a $200 bag or whatever it is, like, I wouldn't pay $200 for that bag. I paid more for that bag. So, yeah, Georgina, to kind of, your point here, you should take a look at it, but I'm not being crazy.
Isn't
Maybe I'm just being extra picky. I know for us, like you, we all have higher expectations. But when you're listening to other YouTuber who has probably more bags than I do, or at least more experience than I do, they're raving about it. And for me, be like, am I just being snobby? I don't know. This is just kind of my thought process.
I felt of the smaller one that you bought, and it feels very plasticky to me. Like it's got a coating on it or something. It doesn't feel like leather.
Right, exactly. And then just like the tote one with the squeakiness, I don't like why? You think this is okay?
I have a lot of bags that do that because I have a lot of big ass totes, and I have a lot of them that make that squeaky noise. It doesn't bother me because I'm used to it, but I understand why it would bother you.
Okay, so does that go away?
It will lessen over time, but it never goes away.
Okay.
It's the way that they've run the leather through the leather without having a grommet or anything inside of it. It's literally the friction of the leather rubbing against each other.
Physics. I never took physics for a reason.
Well, I mean, it's a design flaw. If you
Mhm.
didn't want it to sound, you know what I mean? Because that's going to bother people. You want to appeal to the masses, right?
Right, exactly. So it's just like, did he actually design this? That really just like piques my interest about like creative directors and people who launch their own lines. Like, how much do they actually are involved? How involved are they, with designing these bags and releasing these bags?
And what I was going to say, what you were saying about the YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers, bigger ones, they will put out like a video on a bag like that and say it's wonderful, it's great, and not put promotional in it or say anything about it. But they got that bag for free, and they have to say that.
Right. So, I mean, they say that a lot of these YouTubers, the big ones, again, not to throw shade or anything, but I'm just trying to see their I don't really pay attention to their Instagram, but sometimes it does pop up, and I'm just like, huh. Especially when this happened, I kind of went to look, and I was like, I don't see them using it. I don't see them using it.
I do that. I do that too. You'll never see them use that bag. It's never after the promotional
Nope.
period that they have to do it for is over. You'll never see it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, why do that? I don't know. That's what happens when you get really big and the money's coming in. Why not, right? I mean, I get it to a certain extent, but for me, this is a hobby. This is something I enjoy, and I enjoy ripping on bags. To be honest, like, this bag is like I'm sorry, people who like the March makeup soap. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Any opportunity I get, I'll go ham on it.
Well, I mean, I watch Tamara. Like she's probably the biggest fashion luxury YouTuber there is, right? And I love her. No shade, because like if they were paying me to do it, I would do it too. I'm sure. But like, it's something you have to be. Your big leagues when you're getting Gucci, Louis Vuitton gifted to you, and you show it in a video, say you love it, and I never see you wear it again.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get free bags from Gucci.
Right?
I wouldn't say no.
I was watching her video a couple of weeks ago, and like she went to an event. Not only did she get 3 bags, she got 2 free bags, 2 free outfits, free shoes, and it's in her contract. I'm sure. I'm sorry if you can hear that. My dog is having a
Happy.
seizure or something over there. Yeah,
Oh,
she's a miniature Chihuahua, and everything she does is bigger than life because she's so tiny.
no.
But yeah, I would do it too. Like she's making money like crazy, so I'm not knocking her, but like you have to take what they say with a grain of salt. They're getting paid to say it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I was talking again, not to go down the weeds or anything, but they still I mean, sure, they're getting gifted the bags, but they still have to count that as income. I mean, if they're doing their accounting correctly, they have to count that as income. So,
But it's also a deduction because it's business, and they do videos on it. Blah 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 blah. It can be written off as a deduction if you do it correctly. And I'm
well,
sure
if they sell the
somebody that
bag, they can deduct it, but
yeah,
yeah, you can deduct it, but yeah, you still have to count it as income. If I get gifted bags, again, I'm very new. My accountant's like, "Yeah, even if you're gifted bags, you have to count it as income because it's considered, bartered income, so to speak."
I'm sorry, I'm missing people. Hey Grace, hey Joy. Let me
Yes,
say it right.
let's talk to everybody.
Jorgelina,
So,
Jorgelina. I don't know if I said that right or not, but I'm trying. Ivy, Regina. Hi everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I can't keep up with the chats. Y'all are rolling this morning. I'm slow in the
yes.
mornings.
So, talking about, like, the Parisa Wang here, Regina, I mean, I ripped on them, so they're never gonna send me a free bag or, sponsor me or anything, just saying, but I don't it's just like that design with, like, the nose ring, I can't. I see that, yes, it's supposed to be a reminiscence of the Hermes Kelly bag, but I'm, like, looking at it, and I just like, "Nope, that looks like a nose ring to me, can't do it."
You know the brand that you've talked about that I'm the most interested in is
Yes.
Wandler. Wandler. Is that what you say it?
Yes.
Wandler.
Wandler, oh my goodness, I freaking love Wandler, and people I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the Wandler designs I feel like are very unique, and then their leather quality is just freaking phenomenal. So, I don't know, I
And
wanna
the price point's not bad either. The price point's really good. So
I mean, if you look at the retail, it's about, like, 9 to $1,000, but they usually go on sale, so, you know, I'm catching up on the chat here. Hey, Linda,
hey
how are
Linda.
you? Is that you? What's that sound?
Oh, sorry, I'm fidgeting.
Oh.
I didn't think it would pick it up because of my headphones.
I was just calling you out. What's that sound? Is that your dog? Because my dog is kind of chilling here. My dogs are like, oh, it's nap time. Yes, absolutely. R&D, like your R&D. I do a lot of R&D, and it's quite expensive to do R&D, just like the JW Anderson one. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like, when it comes to the bag world, there's so many options out there, and how do you do your research? How do you do your research? Do you watch YouTubers? Do you like go on their website? How do you do your research when it comes to like a new brand or whatever?
So again, I'm OCD, right? I have to like I will watch videos on it for what feels like days. I'll go on the website, I look it up, then I'll go on the purse forums and see what everybody's saying about it. Then I will actually either go in store and try it on, or I will order it. Never last, never last chance, or I always have to be able to return it unless it's a brand and I trust them or whatever. But yeah, I do lots of research because I'm sorry, I don't care how much money you have. It's a lot of money to just be slinging
Mhm.
at something that you don't want to use. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I also do? I actually, depending on the brand, right? If it's big luxury, fine, but if it's smaller luxury, I also look this is like Demilier, right? I know a lot of people love Demilier, and I was about to buy one myself because the designs are pretty. I really enjoy it, right? But then when I went, I like to see how they wear. So I would go on the pre-loved market, whether it's Vestiaire Collective or Poshmark or whatever it is, or eBay. I go look at the conditions of how they wear in terms of, used items. The first thing I notice is the hardware, how it's all scratched
Chipping.
up.
Yeah, it chips too. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, so that's also another thing, like, if I go if I and how much of, like, the bags are for sale. If there is the pre-loved market is flooded with all these bags, there's a reason why it's flooded with all these bags, especially if they're indie brands or smaller brands, and they're, just new releases, so to speak. And if there's so many of them, why are people letting them go? There must be some issue why they're letting it go, right? So that's kind of how I think about it when it comes to that.
I've noticed with the Jamilier, there's a lot of those that weird looking tote. You know what I'm talking about? That has the
The
pleats and the
scrunchie.
folds. I've seen a
Oh,
lot of those on the resale.
oh, I think they call it the New York tote, or is it the Tokyo tote? I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about, the big one, right? The
the New
one that looks
York.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
You've
got the
seen a
two
lot of those?
pleats in the front. There are a lot on the resale market. I'm like, oh, so that's not the one for me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I feel like the drop strap is not long enough either for you, right?
No, and it has. I've noticed on most of the bags that are on the resale market, the leather where the corners are on all their bags, there's a lot of corner wear, and I'm big about that because I don't baby my stuff. Like I clean it and take care of it, but like when I'm getting in and out of the car, or whatever, I just swing the bag. Right? I don't. I'm not going to walk across the car and sit. I'm not. I'm not that person. So if it's going to have corner wear, like that tote's not even been out 2 years yet, and if it's got corner wear that bad, I'm not into it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, which is funny because I have to be careful with my bags getting in and out of the car, not because of my bags, but because of my boyfriend's car. He's like, "Can you not swing your bag against the car?" Like, that's the reason why I have to be careful.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Yes, exactly. So, speaking of cornerware, right? I'm prepared. I have my bags here. I don't have that many with me, but this is the open bag, right? Remember, I talked about how cornerware immediately happened. Isn't
It's the
that crazy?
point.
It is really disappointing. It's a cute bag. Is it the highest quality bag? No, it's not. But cornerware happened. But I did say, to be fair, I was coming out of a door and I knocked into it, scraped it across my door, like where the hinge is, the metal part, scratched it, and I heard like the loudest noise. And I was like, oh my God, this whole entire bag is ruined because I know there was cornerware, right? And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, wait, nothing happened." So I don't know how that works because I didn't really do too much to get the cornerware, but then, like, when an actual thing happened of scraping it across metal, nothing happened. So I don't know.
So I can tell you how that bag right there is getting corner wear. Do you see how the folds are? The corners are very pointy.
Mhm.
So the burrow bags are made the exact same way, and they have corner wear like that too because of that point. It's got the way it's folded. The leather is pulled really tight right there, so it's going to get wear quickly.
Yeah, but I only used it when the cornerware happened. I get what you're saying. When the cornerware happened, I wanna say I used it for maybe 5 days straight, and that was it. So, I don't
I've never
know.
had one happen that quickly though.
Right, exactly. So I was immediately it was like gonna write that off, but then the scraping with the garage door happened. And I was like, okay, maybe I can, not be so harsh on this
Oh,
bag.
it's just a little corner wear. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. And they also sent me that bag, so I'm not complaining that much. So I'm just catching up here. I damaged a new bag getting out of the car. I know, Linda, we all do that. And it's just like your heart sinks when that happens.
Hey, Cammy.
I swing some and baby some. What is, I guess, like another thing I want your guys' opinions on? Like, at what price point is there like a cutoff for you? Like, if it's under 500, if it's under 1,000, if it's under 200, I can not baby it. But then if it's over an X amount of dollar, I start to baby it. Is there a specific, or maybe perhaps it's pre-love versus brand new? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I treat every single bag the exact same.
Okay, good to know.
I use them, right? And when I'm using them, like I sling it across the car. I'm careful, but I'm not going to baby the bag. But then when I get home, I clean the bag. I clean it out. Like I have a little dust buster that I vacuum the bag before I put it back into storage, right? So like I take care of them, but I'm not going to be that cognizant while I'm out and about. Like this bag right here, my cat used it, or not my cat, my daughter's cat. She used it as the cat used it as a scratch pad. So there's all these marks right here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but see all that?
Oh, I would I would skin that cat alive.
But I will say, this bag is huge, right? Like it's almost 20 inches wide, I think. Look, I have
Right.
no cornerware.
Ah,
And that's good for Chanel because Chanel's bad about cornerware too.
yeah. Yeah, my dogs, they know not to touch any of my stuff, though occasionally they're pretty good. But if my dog, I would, yeah, she would be very, I gotta keep it PG here. But yeah.
Well, I was very upset, but what so my daughter's like, "What do you want me to buy you another one?" I was like, "Sure, buy me another one." She said, "How much is it?" I was like, about $9,000." She said, "I can't do it. Do you want me to put the cat to sleep?"
Oh my goodness, that's morbid. Yeah. The cat
That's
is
her way of guilting me into not making her feel bad about it. That's what that is.
she knows how it works. But yeah, I mean, you could
Mhm.
be like, "Oh, let's declaw her." No, that's inhumane. But yeah, cats are cats, right? Yeah, they're gonna do what
Right.
they're gonna do. It's just like my dogs, they can do no wrong, even though, they're yeah, it's like I baby them, right? And then my boyfriend would yell at them if they did something bad, but then like when Q does, bad things like, "Oh, you pissed off mommy," and he's like, "Yeah, mommy's pissed." I started chasing after her and she's just like, "Shit, I gotta run. Mommy's mad," because mommy doesn't get mad at them very often, right? So closet
I love
open.
I love I could watch videos all day, just your corgis. Like I could just watch them play all day. I don't know what it is about corgis. They do that to me.
Yeah, corgis are a riot to kind of talk about animals, my other passion. If I win the lottery, I would quit my job and go help animals and then of course buy bags, but that's what I would do. But these corgis, one's 13 and one's 11. The one that you guys see most often is going to be, "Oh, hey, Mandy's here." Everybody, Mandy that you've seen in my videos, Tinker is judging you. She's got a celeb dog. But yes, she's 13, and then Toby is he's 11, and he was a COVID adoption.
Um, Chanel's 14, which is a very long life cycle for a miniature applehead chihuahua. So I forget how old she is until she does something like gets sickly or whatever. And I'm like, oh, she's really old.
Mm. Every time I think about it, I'm just gonna start crying. My first corgi, like I had to put him down at age 9. I like bawled my eyes out for like 3 days straight, and then consistently after that. So yeah, I would build an animal sanctuary if I had millions. I mean, let's do it together, Cami, because I would love to do that.
I love animals. Like I would rather see humans tortured than see an animal, it's even slightly because animals are just generally they're kind souls. Like they're meant to love. You have to do something really bad for that animal to attack you.
Yeah, they're innocent. I mean,
On
they're
the other
they're
hand,
they're just, children in my opinion, but, like, when it comes to dogs, like, I watch movies. I watch movies and, a million people could get killed. I'm like, "Cool, whatever." And then I watch a dog get killed, I'm bawling my eyes out.
me too. I watched Cujo. I felt bad for the dog.
Yeah, exactly, because they're innocent, right? They're never malicious. Well, funny story, I was on the plane with my boyfriend, I forget where we're going, and I'm like, "Look, babe, have you guys seen The Art of Racing Through the Rain?"
Mm-mm.
No? It's with, that guy from Heroes, Milo something something, super cute guy, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
he was in there. I was like, "Babe, look, it's about race cars and dogs." He's like, "Don't watch it." I'm like, "Why?" "Don't watch it." He's like, I'm like, "I'm gonna watch it. It's a cool combination." He, like, after an hour in, he, like, looked over. I was, like, sobbing. He's like, "Oh my god, what has happened here? I told you not to watch it." Yeah.
And I'm like that too. I have no tear ducts when it comes to anything, right? Like I can see the most horrific thing right in front of my face, and oh, I feel bad for you. That's what you're going to get. But I watch a movie, like I am bawling like a premenopausal woman. Like I am just beside
I don't
myself
know
over
why I'm
there.
crying. But I'm crying. Yeah, that's this is why I can't watch dog movies or any animal movies because I'm gonna freaking need a whole entire box of Kleenex. So yeah, he's like, "You're embarrassing. We're on the plane. There's everybody around me, and I have to start feeding you napkins and tissues because you're like literally snot coming out of your nose from crying at this movie."
And I'll say it again, bless his heart.
Yes. So yeah, dogs. And then I have my Toby dog or Toby bag. I haven't. It's upstairs actually. I can go get it. But I love my dogs so much that I found the opportunity to, Stod. If you guys are familiar with Stod, I don't know how you feel about Stod, but they do have a pet collection. And I think if you haven't looked at it, go look at it. You can send a picture of your dog, your cat, or your whatever, and then they will hand paint it on one of their bags for you. So it's super cute. I have Toby on one of mine, and I think that's only like $300 or $400. It's not. Oh, hi, kitty. What's his name?
Malcolm,
Malcolm.
he's like
Oh,
he's
he's
a
a
big old boy.
he's a chunky boy. He's chunky.
He's a Mancoon.
Oh, really? Okay, so he's not chunky. He's actually pretty small for a Maine Coon, right?
He's 2 years old and he's still growing.
You're sounding robotic here. Yeah, still sounding robotic. What do we everybody in the chat, what is is Craig sounding okay right now? That was a robot. Yeah, I think your AirPods is struggling here. You sound like a robot, Craig.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm struggling, evidently.
It's okay. I think yeah, your AirPods are probably dying. Much better. So you were
Yes, the
saying about your
demon
Maine
cat.
Coon?
The vet said he should get about 16 to 20 inches longer and should gain about 35 to 40 more pounds. He already weighs 48 pounds, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's a big boy and he's a demon. Like he terrorizes Chanel, like my little bitty baby. He terrorizes her. He bit a chunk of her ear off the other day. Um, but what am I going to do? He's my child. I can't. And then he's a cat. You can't put him in timeout.
Is he well, so wait, how old is he? Is he just like a teenager terrorizing your other
He's two. He's
He's 2.
2 years old.
Well, then he should be a
But
full-grown adult.
Maine Coons don't actually mature until between
Oh, I
four and
guess
five
that
years
makes sense.
old. So I look at him as a teenager, but like if you tell him not to do it, he's going to do it. He's that animal. Do you know what I mean?
He's terrible twos, I guess, like a toddler.
Like Jackie said, demon. He's a demon cat.
Well, we call Q Velociraptor because she's a velociraptor. She beats up Toby all day, every day. She's only 19 pounds. She's losing muscle and she's losing weight because, she's getting older, but she's still literally terrorized. She herds me all day. She herds my boyfriend all day. She, beats up Toby every single day. So it's pretty interesting how this dog is a maniac.
It's the same way with him. He's a that's what I call him. Actually, I call him a terrorist.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. We call this dog a terrorist too, and she's like the most adorable terrorist.
He's actually tripped me. I think he's tripped me 3 or 4 times, and I have literally fell on the floor and been down for weeks at a time because the cat. It's purposefully, like he does it on purpose. But we can move on. He is what he is, and we love him in spite
I've
of it all.
tried everything. I've gotten water guns where I just blast her face every time she's barking.
We have to, and it's just not effective at all. He actually does. The more you do something like spray him with the water, the worse he is.
He just thinks you're playing with him.
Well, no, he knows you're not. He's like, oh, okay, really, really big. I'll show you what we're gonna do.
Yeah, they're your children. What are you gonna do, right?
I'm sorry, we got off topic, but he walks by and I thought, oh well, let me show off my gigantic cat that a small child could ride.
That's funny. All right. Well, what else? What else do we want to talk about? Everybody in the chat there. What are we thinking here? Q&A again. We want to make this interactive, right? Well, somebody
So Regina
retracted a
said,
message.
Regina asked me to talk about my collection and curation process.
Yes, I want to hear that.
That's a work in process because like my curation process changes every time I add bags. So I'm at the point now that I'm trying not to duplicate anything. So like used to I would have the same bag in every color it came in, and I would, you know what I mean, every leather it came in, and I'm really trying. Very difficult, but I'm trying to not do that anymore. I'm trying, but like that's the curation process. I'm just trying to get bags that I want to use them all. So if I don't want to duplicate, I don't want to even come close to duplicating. So that's my process at the moment. Like everything
That's
has
how
to be
you
able to
went
stand on.
from. Is that how you went from 600 to like 150 or 180 or whatever?
No, that was because I was on Ban Island. So I said something about Ban Island, and Travis was like, "Oh well, I bet you can't do it." I was like, "Oh, what do you want to bet?" Anyway, I did it. Made it all the way through 3.5 months without buying anything, and it really changed my perspective on the entire luxury thing, right? Because I realized I didn't need anything. Everything is a want. I don't need anything. Whereas before I was like, "Ooh, I
Honestly,
need it. Ooh, I need it. Ooh, I need it." And and then I was like, I started realizing how much I have in abundance, way too much compared to others. Kind of is what I kind of started noticing, and I was like, you don't need all. Took 2/3 of my collection, sold it off to an auction house, and then took half of that money, gave it to charity, and the other half is in the bank. But now I'm replacing them again. They're it's all the ones I bought this year, except for my birthday gift, has been pre-loved. But I'm done with the pre-loved. Done. I'm only buying 4 more bags this year. They're all going to be new, and they're all going to be very expensive.
yeah, I mean, that's a really good way of thinking at it. I mean, that's how I think about it, and I've said this before where I don't personally I don't understand why would you need one of every single color in the same model. I mean, I don't what are you, a centipede? How many arms you got? Right? How many arms do you have for you to wear all of those bags that are the same model in just different colors? I would enjoy looking at it, but I don't that I just my brain just doesn't work that way where I can't have the same model in like 6 different colors. I don't know.
Well, say pre-ban island, in my mind, I was collecting, right? I was a collector, so I had to keep buying every color, every leather to collect it. You have to have a collection, right? But Ban Island completely changed all of that. Like I am not a collector anymore. I'm a bag lover. If I can use it, I'll keep it. If I'm not, I'm moving it on.
Yeah, I think my mom has come and seen my closet once, and she's like, "What are you, a store? Why do you need so many bags?" Yeah, Asian moms can be quite savage.
But see, you have a reason technically because that's the direction you took your channel because you're doing all these reviews of these companies and yada yada yada. to help everybody else. So you have a reason for buying bags. My channel is not like that. Like
Can
right
you
now,
please
I literally have no I have no desire to make a video because I don't have a desire to talk about anything.
Well, you do have a desire to talk about bags. You just don't want it to be structured. You like having natural conversations about bags. That's how I see it when it comes to you, which is why I think you thrive doing, lives with people, right? Having a conversation, keeping it natural. You don't want to have to, plan everything out, but I still think you should do your Picotin lineup. I've said this to you, right? Picotin lineup and doing a side by side comparison because not everybody have every single size, and I would love to see the biggest Picotin size that you have because it's not something you see on a daily basis.
And I'm not sure I still have the 31, the TGM that they used to make. I
Yeah.
think I sold that. I think I sold that in that first sale to the auction house, but I have to check and see because I don't have all my bags here because we're renovating that house and this house at the same time. It's a mess. But anyway, some are down there, some are up here. I have to go through and see if I have them. I know I still have the 18, the 22, and the 29, but I'm not sure about the 31.
Okay. Even the 29, you don't see that one very often either. So
You hardly ever see a female with a 29. A lot of guys, you'll see the 29 and the 31. That 31 is excellent. Like it is a
why
great
did you
everyday
get
bag.
rid of it? Now I'm
I'm not
like,
sure if I did.
okay.
That's a whole video I have to do too because that went south because I was down with my health. I couldn't go
Mm,
officially be there when they were going through my collection because my collection was in a warehouse. It wasn't here. The bulk of it was in the warehouse, right? So I had an assistant go and do it with them. I lost a lot of stuff that I didn't actually sell. Like it
oh
just went missing.
no.
Yeah. So what do you do? Like I can't. There's nothing I can do. I have no recourse. It just is what it
Yeah.
is. I literally lost my entire Ralph Lauren Ricky collection. Like I did not have one left. I do now, but I didn't then.
I would be devastated.
I was crying for several days, and I was like, Craig, you're blessed. You have more than most people ever dream of. Just move on. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because there's a lot of like car collectors and they have warehouses of cars. I mean, obviously, if a car goes missing, it's harder. Like you would notice it, but you had a warehouse of purses. That's like every girl's dream.
Well, we had one, and like we used it for many different things, like because Travis liked stuff. We had a lot of stuff in there, but technically it all comes back. It's my fault. I'm the one that made it. I'm the one that screwed up. So it is what it is. We've moved on. I'm starting to build a Ricky collection back up, which is really the only thing that I missed that they didn't pay me for. So it's all good.
No, okay. The Ricky, I don't. It's not a heavy bag from what all the reviews I've seen, right? But is Ralph Lauren trying to make that like their iconic bag, so to speak?
It is their icon bag, yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, I'm not as familiar as Ralph Lauren as I should be.
Well, and the thing about Rickies are people just think of Ricky and see the Ricky that everybody's showing on their YouTube channels, right? There's a soft Ricky, there's a hard Ricky, which sounds really good, down in a hard Ricky. But anyway, um, there's Ricky bucket bags, there's Ricky open top. There's a whole line. If it has that 8 lock on the front of it, it's a Ricky bag. So people don't realize that there's that many versions of it. It's a great bag. It's just as good as a Birkin. I'm gonna say it.
I've never seen one in person. Maybe I should go down to the Ralph Lauren store here in Chicago. But is it supposed, how the Birkin, you tuck the front flap inside and then keep it open as a tote? Is that how a Ricky's supposed to like work as well?
Well, I mean, you can use it like you can close it up if you want to, but it's just as tedious and aggravating as a Birkin is. Probably even a little bit more because it has those straps that you have to pull through. I have never closed them. I just leave them open like a
Right.
Birkin and just I use it like a tote. Yeah.
Is it lighter than I feel like it's more vertical as opposed to sideways compared to a Birkin. Is that how it is?
Well, they have north south versions too,
Oh, okay.
but and then there's a 27, a 31, and they used to go all the way up to a 40, but now that's called a Cooper carry-out. Same bag. They just changed the name to because they started selling it to men more than anything. But the leather is good quality. It's a thinner leather than like a Hermes Togo. So it's a little bit lighter, but the hardware, if you get the hard Ricky, I think that's what they call them, a hard Ricky. It sounds vile, but I think that's what they're called. Where the hardware is all uncovered, it's heavier.
Are they made here in the United States? Is it made in Italy? It's
Made in
made in
Italy.
Italy?
Any of Ralph Lauren's purple label, black label bags, and I think even his RRL, which is the Western style, I think they're all made in Italy. And then the ones below that tier are all made like in Taiwan and India and wherever, like Coach. But anything that's
Interesting.
purple label or black is made in Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, Mandy, I don't know if she's still on the chat here, but she was educating me about Ralph Lauren Purple Label and how expensive it is. And I was just like looking at some of the pre-love stuff. I'm like, this doesn't interest me at all. Like, why is it so expensive? I don't understand.
So if okay, Ralph Lauren, because he has so many lines, so
Yeah,
many diffusion lines, people are just automatically say polo, right? That's what everybody thinks of when they see
right.
Ralph Lauren's name. But if you actually go into the store, there is so much in there, and it's really good quality. You have to go in and like touch everything. It's really good quality.
Okay, so basically you're saying the purple line, educate us, because I don't know, but purple line is like the highest quality material there is for Ralph Lauren.
Purple label and black label.
Purple label and black label.
Black label is top, top, top. Purple label is the one
Next
below
level.
it. Yeah.
Huh, interesting. And then it goes all the way down to like the outlet quality. I don't know. I feel like that's quite confusing.
Yeah, and he actually used to have more. Chaps used to be owned by Ralph Lauren. He sold that off, so it's not part of the line anymore. But like, there's Polo, LRL. There's so many I can't even get them in my mind. I can't get them straight. He has like 9 different lines under the
Right.
Ralph Lauren umbrella.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that. Like it's I don't know. Is that supposed to be common knowledge? Like, do they advertise that, or you just like you have to be one of those if you know it kind of thing?
I think you have to become a Ralphie, like become a big fan before
Do
you
you kind of
realize
do you identify as a Ralphie?
I am a Ralphie. I
Oh,
love
good.
Ralph Lauren. And the reason I love it is, I dare say I probably love it just as much as Hermes, maybe even a tidge more, because it's more accessible to more people. That's why I love it. He doesn't just want to be top tier. He wants to make sure everybody can get something from his brand that they can afford and love. And I love that.
Yeah. That's definitely a business model that we can all embrace, I feel like. Yeah, Hermes, I can't imagine like Hermes trying to come out with a new line. I don't know. They're just the French people. They're like, "No, that's not how we do things."
Because and they're not wrong to a sense. I think Ralph Lauren's done it the best as far as not tarnishing his brand because it's all under the same umbrella. Like he's not trying to sell you off on an idea that that's not my stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's not saying, "Oh, Polo's not my brand." You know that all that's under his umbrella. But
Right.
most companies, they look at it like we were talking about with the Atlas, right? It does tarnish your brand. Every time you have a diffusion line or you come out with a lower price product, people want to go buy that product instead of this product because it's made by the same company, right? So it has to be the same quality. That's the
Mentality.
mentality of the shopper, right? So the brands Hermes is not wrong. They know that it will tarnish the brand and they'll lose sales. Would they make more sales over here on the diffusion brand? Probably, but they don't want that to be associated with their name of the lower quality
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that would change anything because, us quote unquote, more experienced and seasoned people, we go to the Coach outlet and we know that these are for Coach specific items, but most people don't know that. They think they're buying Coach, right? So would it change your perspective or their business model, if they were to just have a specific tag, call it something fancy, like, don't say Coach Outlet, but Coach White Label or whatever it is. Do you think that would change people's perspective about Coach, saying, hey, we're making a differentiator and it's not deceptive when it comes to people buying Coach outlet versus the boutique line? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas
I
out
mean,
there.
it probably would, but the thing is they're never going to do that because they want the deception. They want those people that think that Coach Outlet is the same as Coach Boutique. They want to get all the buyers, right? So
Mhm.
you don't want to tarnish their idea of what they're getting any more than you want the boutique people to think it's the same quality in the outlet, right?
Yeah, because I did go to Versace where I um was asking them at the Versace outlet. I was like, "Is this a Versace 4 outlet piece?" She's like, "I don't know. I have to check. Nobody has asked me that before. You know your stuff." I'm like, yeah."
It's on the code, like on those tag. It'll
Well,
say each company does it different, but like there's a inside the number. There's usually a specific number that you can see that's details whether it's outlet or
Apparently with Versace, she at least, you could get different information from different, sales associates, but she said that with Versace, you can't tell unless you take that code and then punch it into their computer system and you look it up that way. That's what she told me. I don't know. But I know like with Gucci, there's a specific stamp on theirs. And then of course, with Coach, you guys know how that works, right? So yeah, it's different for every, and then of course Prada, like I don't know, how does Prada do it? Do you know? When it comes to outlet versus
I mean, I
not?
know they do have it. They do have a line that's made specifically for outlet. I think, if I'm not badly wrong, David's Closet, he's bought some, and I believe there's a differentiator on the Prada label on the inside, the leather label. I think there's like a marking that signifies outlet versus retail,
I see. So,
and
well,
I think
I mean, I
Gucci
live
does that too. I think there's a differentiator, like a little mark on the leather tag that tells you made for outlet. If they're still doing it the same way they used to.
yeah. Regina asked you a question since you are the Ricky expert. I don't know how to answer that.
Is the really Ricky black or purple on it? It's purple label. The Ricky is purple label, and the RL50 is black label.
I also saw a post from a consignment shop that outlet items have a little letter. Yeah, I think it's like a little C or a G or something. Ricky
Yeah,
is
there's a
purple.
there's a differentiator that the Gucci I don't, stands, whatever you call them, that people that buy Gucci all the time, they know. Like, what I mean? Like Cassie Thorpe has shown it before on her channel. How you can tell, but I can't remember exactly what it is. This is
Yeah.
what I think luxury brands should do, and because this really irks my nerves. Stop burning your unsold products. That is ridiculous. You can't say that you're trying to become a green company and you're burning product. No. So
You're cutting off here, or is that me? Oh, we lost him.
phone call, sorry.
Your
Can you
phone
hear me
fell
now?
over. Yeah, I can hear you, sort of. Are we back?
I'm trying.
That's okay. Well, while you're trying, listen to what I'm gonna ask you. So you want them to stop burning bags. What do you think the I guess solution to overstock then? What are your thoughts on that?
So you know how Chanel has sale on ready to wear, right?
Mhm.
I think I can't bring my camera back. I don't know what's going. That's my thumb you're seeing.
Yeah, that's
Um,
your thumb.
Chanel does it on ready to wear. Okay, don't burn leather products because that's a dead animal. An animal died for that, right?
It
I know
doesn't
they
need to
use
die
the
twice.
meat, blah blah blah, but you know what I'm saying. Stop burning the bags. Just have a
Mhm.
sale once a year on the unsold bags. Just put a white tag on it, invite your VIPs and the people that shop there the most, and have it just sell it that way. It's not going to tarnish your brand to alleviate unsold product. That's being green. That's being planet friendly.
Yeah, like private sales, right? So yeah, you're right. Like Chanel actually does a good job when it comes to that. They have private sales, and I've actually seen pieces where it is like an SLG, and I purchased this before, and I since then let go of it. I I looked at the thing and I thought I got a fake one because I bought a pre-love. It was one of those Chanel filigree wallets, and I was just looking at the logo, I was like, "I've never seen this before." And then I started doing some research and, of course, using, the Google lens and going down a detective route, right? And I realized it's stamped for a private sale only. So you know that whoever purchased this piece actually got it at a private sale at a discount. So that's what they do. And I feel like the companies who have a lot of overstock should do the same thing. Like, just, make it clear it's a private sale, someone is going to have this piece at a discount, and then just send it over, host these private shows, private sales for your VIP or VVVIPs or whatever.
Yeah, because have you ever been to an Hermes sale?
No, I wish. I don't spend enough. I do not come close to spending enough to be invited to one of those.
Every item that they're selling in there it's got a stamp on it to signify that it was bought at a sale.
Really?
Even the shoes, they stamp it. It's a different letter every year, but they put a stamp on it. It's the same that
Yeah,
thing they do with employee purchases. Stop
right.
wasting the product. If you can't recycle it and reuse the materials, then you need to have a private sale and sell it. That's the one thing with luxury brands that really just makes me mad.
Right. I just feel like, Hermes, as much as we hate playing the game, but they're actually really good about certain practices and certain, thought processes when it comes to making their companies sustainable and not going under fire, which kind of leads me to my, a question that I was thinking of last night with Mandy helped me brainstorm here, but with Dior, with, Balenciaga, Loro Piana, they're all under fire for various reasons. Do you think Hermes will ever get into a boo-boo like that? And who do you think is next? Who do you think is next? Who is the most susceptible to be next being quote unquote canceled?
So, like I said, I've did several lives and stuff about this topic. Every company has skeletons in their closet because they're all ran by humans, and we all have things that we have done in our past that we're not happy about or proud about, right? Everybody has. Everybody can say that. So every company, if we keep canceling companies based on mistakes made by the people that work for them, there's not going to be anybody left.
Mhm.
So we got to stop with the cancel culture. That's just my opinion. But Hermes, the reason that they have done so well not being in the cancel culture, in my opinion, is it's a privately owned company. When you have less people, that hold shares and are watching you, you 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 can control the information that's going out a lot easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely agree. Going public, just coming from, my career and whatnot, and me working at a company that has gone public before, it's as an employee, it's not always the best thing, right? As an employee, obviously from, executive level and whatever, I'm sure it's a great thing because, profits, et cetera, whatever ends up in their pockets, but as an employee, it's not necessarily the best thing in my experience. So yeah,
It's not.
once you're public, you are under a lot more scrutiny, and that's what Hermes has done well is that they know how to play the game.
Yeah, and the thing about going public too is, yeah, the whoever owns the company, yeah, they're gonna come out uber rich. It's just gonna happen no matter what.
Right.
But there's also a downside to that. So look back at Donna Karen, right? Back in the '90s, Donna Karen was like the ish, right? She was all over the fashion scene. She went public. Her company's now crap because when you have shareholders controlling your company, if you're not turning a profit, we're either going to shut you down or you're going to turn a profit. That's why they start making lower quality products. They start using lower quality in their clothing lines. It's because they're trying to revitalize their profits shares.
Yeah, and
So
also
there's a
growth.
big downside to that too, right? So
Mhm.
there's a lot of companies that attack Tommy Hilfiger, Donna Karan, crap quality, still selling it for the same price. So that's how they're recouping the loss.
Yeah, I mean, also in the world of business, like if you're not growing, you're dying. That's how they see it. Profit, yes, profit worship. I mean, I at the end of the day, I understand that perspective as well. We're not a charity, right? Even if it's a charity, people are still making money. Not to go on a tangent here, but it's all about bottom line and whatever you have to do to keep your company alive.
Afloat.
Again, going back to the whole if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Which is why we all emphasize on all of these growth companies that are out there, all the tech companies. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just
Well,
we
that's
live in
what
a
business
world.
is. I mean, that's what business is. You don't start a business to just get by. You start a business to, for profit.
Right.
And I don't understand why people keep attacking the business. It's a business. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg because you're going to keep paying it.
Right.
That's how it works.
I mean, I'm not
But
gonna deny it. I've got, Hermes has all of us in a chokehold hold, because they're marketing geniuses, if you think about it. They're marketing geniuses.
so I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really carry my Hermes bags that much right now anymore because I feel like it's becoming oversaturated. Like I live in rural Tennessee, right? I moved to the country. Girl, I went to shopping the last week. No, week before. I went shopping recently, and I literally saw 4 Birkins.
But are they real?
Well, I don't care. To me, it doesn't matter if they're real or fake. There's no exclusivity if I'm seeing it everywhere. And if you go to New York or Chicago, even or LA, there's Birkins and Kelly's everywhere. I don't want to see my bag or my clothes on every other person that I walk by. That's just me personally. That's the way I view it because then it's not really my style. It's a trend.
Mhm. Well, see,
So
that's the thing. As much as you say that, I'm here in Chicago. Unless I go to the luxury shopping area in downtown Chicago, I don't see like people don't really wear Birkins or Kellys here.
really,
Yeah. I believe me, I notice. Like my eyes are constantly scanning for bags. That's just how I'm wired, right? No, I don't really see it that much.
like the last time, hey Alyssa, the last time I went to Green Hills Mall, which it's been about a year ago because I haven't been out and about much. That I saw Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel everywhere, and I was like,
Well, yes,
mm.
that I get it. And I do see those a lot, but I don't see like I occasionally I'll see like an Evelyn TPM or Evelyn, the PM one. I don't really see Picotins. I don't really see Helzons, which I have one. I freaking love my Helzon. I don't Birkins and Kellys, I don't see it very often. Again, I'm talking about downtown Nashville. I've been to Green Hills Mall. And then of course going to like downtown Chicago or anywhere in the city, only if you are at like the Oak Street in downtown Chicago, like I don't really see designer bags.
Yeah, I don't. Do you not feel like it's oversaturated though? Even if you just go by YouTube standards, like there's so many people buying them. It's like, and you see them all over the resale market. It's like it's becoming a trend, and I'm like, Hermes doesn't want that to be a trend.
Which is probably why they're gonna like keep tightening those strings, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how is there so many on the resale market? Because the other day I was looking at Birkins, and I literally on one site saw 41 Birkins from 2020 to 2022
Huh.
on one site. I was like, Now, according to my essay, they only pumped out about 150 of those bags from between 2020 and 2021. So, how is there that many on one site? I think
So
there's a lot
replicas?
of replicas out there for sale, and they're getting so good that even the authenticators can't tell the difference anymore.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean,
So my
I would never spend money on the pre-loved market on a 2022 or 2023 bag like Birkins and Kellys or whatever, and then at a premium. I just refuse to do that. I rather spend my money on a 1995 or a 2000 Birkin that is pre-loved from Japan. That's just how I view it. Um, when it comes to purchasing a pre-loved one from, Hermes.
Well, people keep asking me to do Hermes related content, and that's fine, I will. But I'm waiting for it to die down because I don't want to just blend in with the masses. I know I would get views, there's clickbait, all that stuff. I don't, that's not what I'm trying to do with my channel. You know what I mean?
You do
So,
what you're passionate about, right? I'm not gonna talk about trends because everybody's talking about trends. You're gonna talk about what you want to talk about.
right. And I do love Hermes. It's one of my favorite brands. I just want to wait for everybody else to kind of stop talking. Like I literally get thousands of videos a day in my feed about Hermes.
Well, I mean, the algorithm is feeding
I know,
you.
but I want it to stop.
Grace, I saw your question and I do want to answer that. And of course, Craig, what are your thoughts on in the loop bag? I personally really like it. I know it's not a popular bag, the in the loop. It's like the reiteration, in my opinion, of the Picotin, right? If honestly, I got my Picotin back in 2022. If and then I think the in the loop came out that same year, but I didn't see it. If I had the choice to do it all over again, I actually would prefer the in the loop over the Picotin. That's just me because I like more of a structured look. What are your thoughts, Craig?
That's what I was going to say. It's literally a Picatin that they gave structure to on the top, so it doesn't collapse on itself. That's
Right.
literally the difference. Other
So
than that,
I
yeah, same
Yes,
thing.
I personally like more structured bags in any case, even though it's a little tote bag or a little slouchy bag. I just think that if I had to do it again, I'd probably go with the in the loop. But apparently, the in the loop is in abundance for some reason. If you were to get offered a bag at a Paris store or anywhere, the in the loop usually comes out first to see if you want it.
Yeah, but the bag's more expensive than the Picatin too, though, isn't it? Unless they've changed the price, it was more expensive.
No, you're right. It is it's not like, 10 times more or 5 times more expensive. It's probably an extra, I think, $1,000 or 1,000 euros compared to the Picatinny.
Basically, because it's for the structure that they added to the top.
Yeah, and then, there's a hardware. I don't think it comes with, like, the traditional lock, and honestly, I like my Picatinny. It's, like, my first Hermes bag that I ever got in store. I probably will never let go of it. I don't know, never say never, but I feel like it's the lock you keep on it, and then you have to pull the strap open in order to access the bag. That I do find that kind of annoying. It
Yeah, I
is the
don't put my
in
lock on the.
you don't?
Sorry, no, I put it on the. I've got a little thing that I put it on the inside of the bag because I want to get in and out when I want to get in and out. I don't want to fight that daggone strap.
Yeah, I have to like play around with it and see what I like the best. Is the in the loop lined? I don't think so. I think it's very similar to, I can't remember. They did show it to me in Paris and offered it to me, which I passed on. But from what I remember, I don't think it's lined, but I could be wrong. Go check out Beauty Lux Lover. I think she did a couple videos on that. So that way you can see what the interior looks like.
I don't think the first generation was lined. It was basically a Picatin that they gave structure to the top. But I think the 2023s came out with a lining, if I'm not badly mistaken.
Yeah. Honestly, to me, it doesn't really matter, but if you, like, are planning on getting an insert for it, there's ways around it. If it's lined, great. If it's not lined, then you just get an insert for it, right?
I personally, if it's not going to be lined in leather, I prefer it to be unlined, period. Because really and truthfully, that fabric's just going to get dirty. I'd rather put an insert in there so I can toss it in the washer and not have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah, you make a really good point. Yeah, so if it's gonna be lined, better make it leather. I agree with that.
Because the worst thing that's going to happen to leather lining is it's going to get scratched, or if,
Yes,
maybe an ink pen mark. But there's ways of getting that off. If
right.
I use inserts in all of mine, that way the dirt and all just comes out. I dump the dirt in the trash can, throw it in the washing machine, and wash it.
Yeah, have you seen the little things on Amazon that they got? It's like a little gel ball, and then you just toss it into your bag, and then it rolls around as you're carrying the bag, and it picks up all the dirt.
Yeah, I got that and tried it. It does pick up some, but it doesn't pick it up all of it.
Okay, I've never tried it, so I was just curious.
I mean, I'm OCD, so I'm very picky about things, and it gets the majority, but like the little bitty fine lint, it didn't pick up.
I carry around an IKEA pencil instead of a pen now because of the pen exploding.
Grace, babe, you just get a pen case.
Yeah, you I mean, I screamed, at Mandy because I was looking in her bag for something, and I was like, "Hey, you got a pen?" She had a pen in her bag, no insert, nothing. I was like, "Girl, what are you doing? You can't do this. Do you want this to explode in your bag?" I started yelling at her. She's like, "Okay, mom."
Look,
So,
I am the
yeah.
world. Like when it comes to Hermes, yeah, the pens go in a case. Hermes, Chanel, blah blah blah. Louis Vuitton, I am the worst girl. I will clip my pen onto the rim of my Noe bag. And same without like I don't know why, but I love Louis Vuitton. But like to me, Louis Vuitton is a kick around. Like you know what I mean? Like I beat
Well, it
the
is canvas, right? The canvas is very durable, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I mean, like, I don't really carry pens. I don't see a use for them. It's just like, if I ever need a pen, it's just, it's like bumming a cigarette. Hey, can I borrow a pen?
right. Hey, not to change the subject, but have y'all seen the new Louis Vuitton soft speedy that's coming out in the women's line?
I have not.
It is gorgeous. It looks like the P9, but it's in muted colors. But it's mushy leather like that, and they're calling it a soft speedy. It's not even half the price of the P9 speedy, but it only
Hmm.
comes in like black, white, and I think gray.
I'll have to look into that. I mean, I don't really keep up with Louis Vuitton, just because, like, nah, it doesn't really interest me. But yeah, I'll have to look into that now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm wanting a P9. I'm going to get a P9 this year, but I only
Ooh,
want the
what color?
green.
What color?
The
The
green
green?
because I was offered the green when I was on Ban Island and I turned it down and have regretted it every second of every minute of every hour since I did it. So I'm on the hunt, but I don't want to pay $5,000 over retail. So I'm
Well, no. So go hit up your essay from Louis Vuitton because I was just at Louis Vuitton because my friend and I were, in downtown Chicago. Just taking around. She wants a new bag, so we start walking around, and we happened to look at the Louis Vuitton store. We talked to the essay. They said if you put your name down for it, it'll come in a month. That's what they told me.
yeah,
I don't know if it's true.
I have my name on the list, but the green is last season. You can only get the
Um,
season's colors. So like right now, it's pretty colors, but I'm a green guy, right? But it's like turquoise, lavender, and the colors are what is the word? They're
the
bright
word
colors right now. Yeah,
It's very classic colors. Like the green is super green, the blue is super blue, the red is super red. It's not like a soft red or it's not like a pinky. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's very saturated.
pastels. That's what I was gonna say. They're pastel colors this season. I'm not a
Oh, okay.
pastel color guy. So I want that Kelly green, and that's all I want. And of course, it's $5,000 to $7,000 over retail right
Hell no.
now. But
Can't.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
get
I can't
one.
justify doing that. I would never pay over retail for anything. It's just like my mom said, if it's not on sale, you don't need it.
Right, well, and I'm the same way. I have done it. I'm not going to say I haven't done it for specific like things that I know that I'm never going to find another one of, right? Or like it's got to be a situation like that. But
You're a
girl,
collector.
that Speedy has got my heart, and this is the 4 bags I'm buying this year:
Okay.
the P9 Speedy,
Okay.
the Balenciaga large Rodeo.
Ooh, that's a
I
pretty
don't,
one.
yeah, and I'm tired of the cancel. I like it. I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to wear the crap out of it.
Do it.
The Bottega large Andiamo, and then that in chocolate brown. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. And then I'm after the oh my god, what's the other one? Yeah.
It's okay. It'll come to you.
Does this ever happen to anybody else besides me? Like that was on the tip of my tongue and it just jumped out the back of my head. It's just gone.
It just went gone. Well, while you're thinking about that, I'm trying to think of what to get for my birthday bag because it's coming up in September. Just thinking. I just got my Birkin, hack 28, and that's supposed to be. I just bought it because I wanted to buy it. There was no celebration or anything. Yes, it happened around when I hit 3,000. So I'm like, all right, this is my 3,000 subscriber celebration. Cool, let's do that. But really, I just bought it for the sake of buying it. But now it's actually my birthday coming up. So I'm just trying to think, what should I get for my birthday bag? I have a couple in mind, but I'm just like mulling over it. Do I really need to spend the money? Even if it's my birthday, like, so what, right? So, should I just save my money because I am going to Paris in November, and just save my money and just, go blow a bunch of money when I'm in Paris instead, of trying to purchase, like, a birthday bag? I don't know. These are just, again, thoughts and
You know what I
squirrels.
think you should do?
Tell me.
Because you're like me. You don't need another bag. If you get another bag, you might not even remember that you bought that for your birthday. Because I do that all the time, right?
Mhm.
Take that money and do something that you will remember forever. Like do something very specific for your birthday. Like take a trip or something.
Well, I
That's what I
usually
would do.
do that. I usually do that. Like last year, we went to Paris, right, with the girls. It was a lot of fun. But this year, because of scheduling, because of, whatever. And then prior years, I would drag my boyfriend. We would go to New Orleans, NOLA, for my birthday. And I did that quite a couple of times for my birthday. And it was great. But this is probably the first year where I'm not traveling anywhere for my birthday. So yeah, I'm just, like, trying to think, maybe it's birthday bag, I guess, because I actually, to your point, right, I never actually bought a birthday bag specifically for my birthday. Yes, I did purchase, but that was because I was in Paris last year, so obviously you can consider that entire haul a birthday haul, but then, like, I've never just like, "Hey, I'm not going anywhere this year, I should buy myself a bag," kinda thing. I don't know, these are just super frivolous thoughts, and I'm just who like, it's a birthday, like, who cares? I'm getting old, so
Do you know what bag I think you would like? I might
Yeah,
be wrong. I think that you would really like the Gypsy Air.
I thought about that. I thought
Now,
about that.
it is fussy AF,
Mhm.
but just leave the straps undone and only close the flap. You'll love it. The leather is phenomenal on a Gypsy Air.
I would have to see one in person because I've never touched one in person.
And they're not that difficult to get. The mini Gypsy Air is right now, but like the standard sizes, like the 28 and the 31, they're not hard to get.
But I would like a mini because the mini ones are cute.
I mean, you can get them. It's not a quota, but there's so many people wanting it right now because it's popular.
Right. What's the hottest one besides an iconic bag right now? Is it the mini Believe? It's not the mini Believe, right?
I would say it's probably between the mini Bolide and the mini Gypsy Air. They're both in demand right now.
Interesting. It would have to
The
be the
peop
right color. It would have to be right color, and it needs to be gold hardware. That's like my requirement when I told my SA in Paris, and he's like, "What bag are you thinking about?" I was like, "Gold hardware. Go find me a bag, gold hardware."
From what I've seen with the Gypsy Air, they're mostly palladium hardware because of the colorways. Like you have to get a very specific color for it to have gold hardware. Like I've only seen
Mm.
gold and black that has gold hardware.
Yeah, see, I'm not a black bag person, so that might not work out. It depends on the color combination. Like it needs to be gold hardware and it cannot be black. I think that's what I also told my lady when I bought the Picotin. I was like, I want a Picotin. I'm open to colors. It just needs to be gold hardware. And then same thing with my dude at Paris. It needs to be gold hardware.
Yeah. Jackie reminded me the fourth bag I'm getting is I am getting this one because it's already done, but I'm getting a black Birkin and Croc.
Wow, that is going to be epic.
Yeah, it's a size 35 with palladium hardware. I'm kind of stoked about it.
When is it coming?
It's coming through via a personal shopper. So she's in Paris, so it shouldn't be long. I don't about a couple weeks.
Couple weeks? Okay. That will be an exciting package for you to be like, let's open it today. It's Christmas.
And everybody's like, but that's such a delicate bag. I'm going to beat the brakes off that bag. Croc is actually a very good leather to have on a bag. It's more durable than people think.
So I would definitely take a picture. Well, I'm sure you'll take pictures, right? Take a picture of the day you got it and then take one 6 months and take one in like a year and see the difference, how it wore. Because most people who have croc bags either got ruined it by, rain or whatever. And that's not a good one. I want to see like a normal wear and tear of a croc bag. So if you can, do us a favor, take a picture, when you got it 6 months from now, a year from now, maybe even 2 years, and then kind of just document that and then show people like, hey, it is actually really durable, right?
I can do that because I have Croc bags. Like you know how your Togo leather or Birkin will get corner wear. The Togo gets corner wear pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
My Croc bags have zero corner wear,
Huh.
and I don't treat them any differently. I just sling it across the car. Now the matte crocodile and the matte alligator, that's the ones that the rain jacks up because it has no finish on it. If you get the shiny croc, it has a finish put
Oh,
on it, so it's more durable.
okay. I definitely, I mean, you have way more experience. I don't think I've ever had a crocodile bag before. It kind of scared me. I don't think I've ever had an ostrich one either.
I love
Yeah.
ostrich as long as it's not pink and it's not that lavender color. Because I see lady parts when I see the ostrich in pink and the lavender color. I don't know why. That's what pops into my head.
I mean, yeah, it's basically, nipples. I don't know if I can say that on here. We'll see if this video gets banned. But yeah, like, you know what? Louis Vuitton, I will say, Louis Vuitton does a good job with ostrich leather because I've seen a lot of them and they all like have that little, it protrudes a little, right?
Hmm.
But when I went to the Louis Vuitton store, I saw an ostrich bag. They actually do a really good job smoothing it out, making it flat so it doesn't resemble lady parts.
Yeah, there's a video you can watch on Louis Vuitton where they're making the ostrich bag. They literally sand it down
Hmm.
because you know why it's raised. It's raised because that's where they pluck the feathers out, so it leaves the
The
nipple. I don't know what
pores.
else to
It's the
call it.
pores.
Yeah. So they literally sand that down before they apply the finish to smooth it.
Fun fact, I've ridden an ostrich before when I was very little.
Really?
It was in South Africa when I lived in South Africa. Hey,
Hey,
Lisa, how
Lisa.
are you? Yes, my dad, yeah, I mean, I got thrown off pretty quickly, but yeah, technically I have ridden an ostrich and I have an ostrich egg where they like, obviously cut it out and then they give it to us and it's a souvenir, I guess. So it's still at my parents' place somewhere, but yeah, it is hard. Like the shell, it's like this thick, right? It's this super thick.
Very expensive to buy, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this was like what, 20 years ago, 25 years ago? No, actually it was like 30 years ago when I rode an ostrich. 30, maybe almost 30 years ago.
Listen, I've
Oh,
tried
have a good night, Grace.
to come. Not Grace. I've been trying to get my camera to come back on. It's not. So I've come outside and I'm going to do my bad habit. So let's hope the camera don't come back on.
All good, all good. No worries. We should end this live soon anyways, because I know you got to get on with your day. And of course, everybody who's joined us, I'm so appreciative. This is like my first live other than the vlog sale. So I'm glad you guys are coming on a Saturday morning, which I know is super precious. Weekends are very precious. So I really do appreciate everybody hopping on.
Oh, we should make it a monthly thing, like have a specific topic and just have a monthly, like,
Yeah, we should. I mean,
our take
I
on
know
a
you do.
specific topic.
I know you do a lot of lives, so that's why I'm, you know, talking about certain topics. You said you covered it, so I apologize for that. But yeah, yeah, we should totally set up a schedule, and then of course, if you ever come to Nashville or I come visit you in Memphis, we can do a live together. That in like in person, like kind of like a talk show. That would be super
Yeah.
cool.
And I've thought about that when me and Jackie has gotten together a couple of times. I'm like, oh, we should do a live. But then when we get together
Yes.
and we start talking, we get to talking and having a kiki, it completely gets out of you. You don't think about it again until you're
Well,
leaving,
no, I
going
mean,
home, and
like,
you're
yeah,
like,
you should if you when you guys meet up, like Jackie, you just prop up your phone and then you just have a conversation like you would any other time, right? Like when you start, I mean, I don't know, like your 6 hour, 8 hour conversations. That is going to be one long live. But yeah, why don't you just put your phone up before you forget and then you guys just talk about it and we can all watch and join in on the conversation.
literally
We talked.
the minute we hug each other, it's just gone. I don't even think about it again. Even when we're taking pictures, I'm like, I never have another thought about a live. I don't know why.
That's okay. I mean, it's what's natural, right? So we'll figure it out. But yeah, that would be so much fun. When are you guys slated to come back and meet up again?
I think she's going to try and come back in November. It would be cool
November.
if she could, if she could get a couple of days, and then she and I could come up to Nashville, and we could like have a day of hanging out.
Absolutely. We're gonna drag Winnie out of her neck out of the woods.
She would
Hopefully.
have been here today, but she texted me that she was taking her both of her daughter's birthdays are this weekend, so she's taking Carter to see Deadpool for her birthday.
That's really nice. I haven't
I love
I
Winnie.
haven't been to the movie theater since I want to say 2019, maybe 18.
There are specific movies that I will go see. Deadpool is one of them, and I'm going to go see Beetlejuice because with my health, I can't really sit in those, even the reclining seats, I can't sit there for 2 or 3 hours. Like, I can't stay in one position that long. But for
Yeah.
those movies, I'm just going to take an extra little helper, as I call it, and we're going to go watch it.
Nice. I don't have the desire to go to the movie theaters anymore. Like my boyfriend, amongst of multiple vices and ways to blow money on, is sound system. Right? He has gone down a rabbit hole with sound systems, so he has like the crazy ass systems at home. That we have a movie experience at home. I don't need to go out. So.
Yep. Travis, we have a theater. He's turned it more into a game room now, but we have a theater, and I'm like, it takes a lot for me to want to go, but like it has to. I still want to support the movie theaters because we even if you don't go, you will be sad when they're not there to go to anymore. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get it. The option is always nice, but I think movie theaters are dying, right? Just like malls are dying. So,
COVID kind of killed the movie theater when they started putting movies on to watch at home. It just kind of killed the movie theater, and
well,
I'm
yeah, I
sad.
mean, if you think about it, you go to the movie theater, let's just say it's $15. I don't know how much they are nowadays, but if you go to like the fancy ones where it's like nice couches, they serve you drinks, that's like 15, 18, $20 for a movie theater ticket, and then you spend a bunch of money, that's another $40. And if you got a family of four, let's just say that easily is like $100 or more.
But
It's
like
kind of ridiculous.
you live in Nashville primarily, so they have Regal theaters. They have a membership that you can buy where you pay a monthly membership and you don't have to pay those outrageous prices to get into the movie theater.
Gotcha. That makes
And you can
sense. Oh, I
even
remember. They used to do that with Movie Pass, right? Movie Pass. I don't know if they're still around. We did that. One of my friends and I, we go every Friday, like to go see a movie. And now
and
I
they
haven't been since like 2019, 2018.
specific days you can rent the entire theater and have your friends come in. This is what we used to do, and then you just have all of your friends come in. You charge your friends $5 a piece to see the movie, to pay the theater, for renting it out or whatever. $5 is nothing to see a movie, right? So
No, movie pass guide. Yes, bookstores too, Lisa. Bookstores. I love Borders. I used to go to Borders all the time.
I'm going to tell you, if they ever close down the bookstores, if they just officially ever die all the way, I'm going to be so sad. This is my thing. I want my kids and grandkids to experience things like movie theaters and bookstores like I did as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one to try to fulfill, Craig.
Well, but everything is becoming so accessible that it's becoming normalized, and it's nothing special anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is just common.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, I'm probably the millennials. You know how they talk about it. I'm a millennial. We are the last generation to grow up in a world with no technology. You know, VHS, so no cell phones. Like we ran around as kids not having any access to technology. I went outside, we came back home, my parents, trusted us that we come home, after sundown for dinner or whatever, right? now
Yeah,
now people are just putting GPS trackers on their kids, and they only like no, they don't want to go out, they want to stay at home, they want to be on TikTok or whatever it is, right? Millennials are special in my opinion just because we understand and have grown up in a world where there was no technology, and then now you're immersed specifically in technology, right?
yeah, Gen Z and millennials, we have seen the death and birth of pretty much all technology. If you really think about it,
Yeah, we grew up
we've seen.
without cell phones or internet. Yeah, I mean, same thing with me. So
So like I feel bad for Gen Z. No, not Gen Z. What are they called? The new generation. What is the last one called?
the Gen Z, and then you're talking about the one after that, like
Like the
today?
babies, the ones that are.
Alphas, Gen Alphas.
See, I can't keep up. There's just too many.
Well,
After
I think
Gen
it's just
Z,
like they start over again, like Gen X and then Millennials special, right? And then they start the whole ABC thing, ABC thing going.
yeah, but yeah, millennials and Gen Z, we're the last. We're the only ones that have seen the birth and death of all technology, technically.
Millennials. No, I think not the Gen Zers. The Gen
I'm
Zers
sorry, I
did
keep saying Gen Z, Gen X. I'm Gen X.
Gen
I'm
X,
sorry.
yes, you're right. So technically, I think I'm more of a Zennial. Zennial. It's like I'm more, well, not Zennial. Yeah, Zennial. I'm like borderline kind of like the elder millennials, whatever you call them, the elder millennials.
You're what, 30, 31?
Thank you. I wish I was. No, I'm about to turn 37.
Okay, you're still a baby. I don't mean that in a bad way.
I'm an old
When
soul, okay? I think like I'm like 65, all right?
Well, that's what I was going to say, because that's the one thing about Gen X and millennials. We can talk to old people and we can talk to kids. We bridge the gap. Do you know what I mean? Like we can get along with anybody. Because like I'm 50 and you're 37, and we talk and have kikis just like we are the same age. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right, exactly. But I also have a tendency, like any work, any function, like I grew up not having a lot of friends just because we moved a lot of different countries. So who do you hang out with? Your parents, right? Your parents hang out with adults. So I've always been sitting, hanging out because I moved so many countries, right? So when we hang out with our parents, they're talking. So I listen to more adults talk than kids talk, right? Whereas now, like me growing up, I prefer talking to the older people at the office. Like I'm more friends with the 50-year-olds, the 60-year-olds, as opposed to the 22-year-old. I rather talk to the older people. I don't know. That's just how I am, and that's why I think of myself as like an old soul.
I prefer to talk to people like 35 and up, because they get me more. You know what I mean? But I can talk to kids just as easy. Either way, we bridge that gap.
I agree. I agree.
Hey,
Yeah, I
Winnie.
just like, hey, hi, Winnie. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's more interesting to talk to people who are older than you, in my opinion, just because they're filled with wisdom. They have a lot more experience, and I'm in the mindset, if I'm gonna have a conversation with you, I want to learn something. And I think I can do that more so with older people, people who are elder to me, that because that way I can learn from them. That's just my kind of mentality.
No, I agree 100% because it's hard. It's harder to carry on a conversation with somebody who's significantly younger than you because their life experiences are not you. You have life experiences that they haven't even experienced yet. You know what I mean? So
Well,
it's a
then
little
it
bit
makes
more
me
difficult.
wonder. Well, then it makes me wonder how these older people I like talking to would, see me. It's like, she doesn't know what she's talking about, right? I guess I like never thought about it that way, but it's like, I don't enjoy talking to her. Why is she like latching on to me? Why is she talking to me so much?
No, no, not at all. Because that's what I'm saying about the bridge, the gap, bridging the gap. Like I can have a conversation with you, and we can. I see you as more of an equal. But if you get below, like say 25, it's a little more difficult to carry on that conversation because they haven't had enough.
We don't even speak the same language. I just learned what a brat girl is like a couple days ago. I'm like, what the hell is a brat girl? Like what brat? What does brat mean? Like you're a little brat? Apparently that's not what it means. So I'm just like,
No,
we don't speak the same language here.
and Brat Summer, like everybody's talking about Brat Summer. Like a lot of the clothes I've bought recently, Brat this and Brat that. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I like the way it looks. I'm gonna buy it.
Right. That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so I know we are quite. What is it? Oh, it's almost 12 o'clock, or it's actually past 12 o'clock. We're gonna end in here again. I want to make sure you guys go enjoy your weekend. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Love to do this again. I hope Saturday morning was a great time. Starting at 10:30 Central Time was a good convenient one. If we need to go a little bit earlier, let's talk about it. But yeah, I want to make sure this is a good use of your time. It's entertainment. It's educational. I definitely learned a lot from Craig. So hopefully that was same for you guys on the chat here. So I'm gonna end it here, Craig. Thank you so much. Let's figure out, we gotta meet up soon. Winnie, I'm talking to you. Let's meet up soon, okay?
Okay, thanks everybody for coming. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.